Hey, it's Kevin Ward here with Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training. And I had a great question from an agent that says, um, I basically get sellers or homeowners that plug their information into my website wanting to inquire about the value of their home. A couple of times now when I get a hold of them live, their response is, we're not interested in selling, we're just curious about the value of our home. How should I respond to this? Well, this is a great question because there's a lot of our websites, a lot of your real estate websites have, if you're interested in a free market analysis, just put your information here and I'll give you a free market analysis. There's companies like housevalues.com that agents can subscribe to, or that they can, I don't know if it's buy or whatever, where you have, that's how you get seller leads, is they want to know the value of their home. Well, the reality is a lot of people who are not ready to sell their home want to know what their house is worth. Now, what does it mean? Well, it means that they're interested in what their house is worth, which means they've given some thought to selling their house. However, they may not be ready to sell it today. They may not be ready to list their home with you right now. So how do you deal with that? Well, one is you've got to decide what your strategy is. I'm looking for people that are ready to sell right now, or people that are going to sell in the near future that I can build a relationship with and position myself as their go-to agent. So here's the thing. When you find somebody that is interested in the value of their home and they've reached out to you, number one, it's an opportunity. Now, remember, 70 to 80, I don't remember the exact number that the National Association of Realtors found, but it's like 70 to 80% of all sellers, when they listed their home with an agent, they only talked to one agent. They only interviewed one agent. Okay, and so when they've reached out to you to find out the value of their home, number one, that means they don't have a go-to agent, period. Number two, if you now take that as an opportunity to connect with them and build a relationship with them or position yourself as their go-to real estate agent, when they do get ready to sell, you're probably going to be one of those agents that gets a listing without them ever interviewing anybody else. Why? Because they know you. The reason that homeowners interview multiple agents is because they don't have a go-to agent. They don't know somebody. So the real magic is, and this is the whole thing I train with my real estate agents. I train in the whole concept of building the real estate vortex. Building a vortex means you are connecting with people, establishing a relationship with them by staying in touch with them, and then you are positioning yourself through that relationship as their go-to agent. It's so powerful. Now, you don't have to go over to their house, do a market analysis, go over to their house and spend 2.5, 3 hours for somebody who's not going to sell. Hey, look, how long does it take to do a basic CMA? Not very long, right? 15 minutes maybe. So you do a CMA, you shoot it over to, you say, hey, absolutely, I'm happy to do it for you. I'm going to do a quick CMA for you. I'm going to shoot it over to you by email, and then I'll give you a call, just make sure you got it, answer any questions you have on it, and then we'll kind of talk about it and what it means. So let me ask you this, and now you're going to start asking them some pre-qualifying questions for motivation. If you can get a good price for your house, if the numbers look good, would you possibly be interested in the idea of selling the house now or making a move now? And I just want to find out. So if it did sell, whenever you do get ready to make a move, where do you think you'll go next? And now I'm digging in for a potential motivation. I want to find out. Now, here's the magic. Or here's just a good business sense. Stop trying to convince them to sell if they don't want to sell. Dig in, find out if there's motivation there, and if there is, then inspire them to hire you and help them to come to a decision to take action. But if they're not ready to sell and they just want to know because in a few years they may sell, or they're just curious or thinking about it, let them think about it. Be their consultant, be their advocate, be the one who's there for them when they're ready. Motivated sellers are so much more fun to work with than trying to convince an unmotivated seller. Think you're good enough that you can talk them into moving. Okay, stop that. Stop trying to convince. Learn how to connect. When you learn how to connect, you put them in your real estate vortex, which is your personal circle, and you maintain that relationship by just talking to them every 1 to 3 months, sending mighty newsletters consistently, just building that relationship, demonstrating value to them, creating that top of mind awareness. And when you do that, you're going to win long term because you're building those relationships. So when they're just curious, great. Take them at their word for it. Now ask them some questions just to find out if that's legit. In my book of yes, for those of you that are my clients, in the book of yes, you simply use some of the seller sheet. Just ask them some of the questions on there. Okay, you can use the hot market just sold script, some of the questions in there. So if you were to make a move, where do you think you'd go next? And just dig into it a little bit, find out if they're ready to do something. Okay, why don't we set up a time to get together and take a look at what it would take to make this move happen for you? If not, say, great, well, I'll tell you what, if you have any questions on the market analysis, let me know. And I'm here to help you whenever anything happens or whenever you run across anybody else looking to buy or sell a house. By the way, and this is the way you can ask it, do you have a great go-to agent whenever somebody, a neighbor or friend, needs to buy or sell real estate? Well, no, we don't have anybody. Great. Let me be your go-to agent. And then let's exchange information, stay in touch. You've already got their information. You're having the conversation. Now you just take that advantage of that, building that relationship, and over time, the lifetime value of a client is absolutely astronomical if you build that positioning. And here's the deal. Most agents think about marketing. Now, what I teach is it's about connecting and positioning, building relationships. Here's again, I'm going to just give you a quick, this video is going longer than I thought, but I got some cool stuff to tell you. Here's the way most realtors look. They try to market to a farm, or they try to market to a big group of people. They try to market in the newspaper. Listen, if you want to sell 100 homes, which would be easier? To market yourself to 10,000 people and hope that 1 out of 100 of them ever use you every year, or position yourself with 100 people as their go-to agent who are either going to use you every year or refer somebody to you every year? Which would be easier? Which would be most profitable? Positioning yourself with 100 people is way more profitable, way easier, and way more powerful than trying to market yourself to 10,000 people or 100,000 people or even 1,000 people. And when you're not their go-to agent, you don't have the relationship. Learn to build the relationships, connect, and leverage those relationships. I'm not talking about being a buddy or a friend or having to go over to their house or invite them out to eat. I'm just talking about, as a professional, creating trust and establishing that. I teach a personal circle system that's just a very simple way to stay in touch with them through phone calls, e-newsletters that are highly graphic. And when I say graphic, they're not long emails that they're supposed to read a bunch of crap. That's junk mail. Okay, and then sending them maybe 3 or 4 things in the mail every year, and having a client appreciation party once a year, stuff like that, that really solidifies you and positions you as their go-to real estate agent. Here's the magic. You want to go from being a realtor to being my realtor, where that they refer to you and they don't think of you as being a realtor. They think of you as being my realtor, our real estate agent, where that it's a personal relationship with you as their professional when it comes to buying and selling real estate. That's the magic. So take advantage of it, engage that opportunity, connect with people, play to win, and when the time is right, you can always expect yes.